So how is everybody? It is now 12:03. It is the 16th of May. I have work later on today. It is the morning. It is the AM. And it is fucking hot in here, so I'm gonna actually drink some water. Ice water and the noise it makes. Am I right? Comment below if I'm right. Shut up. I need to shut up. So I turned 27 on the 17th. And today, I had an amazing thing happen. Well, not so amazing. The starter went out of my fucking car. The starter went out of my fucking car. I drive a little Subaru Impressive Outback Sport. It's a 1997. It's a pretty durable car. I mean, except for the starters, apparently. No, I don't know when the starter was put in. It was in there before I had the car. It was in there before my father had the car. My father had it 3 years, and I've had it like a year and a half, so like, it may be the original starter for all I know. If it is, like, it's from 1997, and if cars were like they are now, it probably came out in 1996, you know? Because the 2019s are going to be coming out this year. I've been cleaning off and on all day. My mother has been going through papers and trying to sort them out. Do I have sunburn? I hope that's not fucking sunburn, because I actually got some sun today. And the fact that I am, like, paper white, the idea of me getting sun, it does not take much for me to actually turn into a fucking tomato. But yeah, I've lost about 5 pounds. I don't know if it's just because I've been sweating more, but I've definitely been getting more breakouts because my face is, like, fucking sweaty and oily and gross. But yeah, so I'm having people over on Thursday. This is Wednesday. The early hours of Wednesday. And I'm getting pizzas and, like, you know, the $6 big ones from Walmart that are like Sam's Club specials. Because I'm, you know, on a budget. And I also got this. This is the empty box that I did not drink them. I did not drink them. They are in the fridge in the door. But this is what I got. If you've never tried any of these are the ones that I've tried. The Jamaica Me Happies. These are the only ones I've tried. They are Seagram's Escapes, and the flavors that are included are as follows. Peach Fuzzy Navel. That's the orange one. I think I'm pointing to the right one. No, that's this one. The blue is the Calypso Colada. The, like, I don't know how to describe that other than, like, purpley pink. It's the color everyone told you was hot pink when you were in elementary school, but then you saw somebody actually wearing hot pink when you were, like, in high school, and you're like, that was not hot pink. This is art teacher, but okay, I'm over it. It is Strawberry Daiquiri. This one's Jamaica Me Happy, this, like, light pink one right here, in the center, star of the show, Dislike Me. This is Blueberry Acai Lemonade. And then this one is Wild Berry. I color-coded them in my fridge. I kind of want to show you. They're in the door of my parents' fridge. And I've been cleaning today, off and on. And let me try and show you. I don't know what's going to happen. I unplugged my iPod. It's probably going to die. I'll try and make sure you can see this. Do you see the color coding? And tell me if it's bothering your OCD, or if I did it right, because I have the blue ones, the Jamaica Me Happies, the Wild Berry, the Strawberry Daiquiri, the Fuzzy Navel, and then the acai blueberry things the other way. So I hope that you can see them all. Our fridge is disgusting beyond that, and I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. But anyways, yeah, we went to a beer distributor, which this is how out of the loop I am when it comes to alcohol sales and where it's sold in my area. I had to call ahead of time, like a day before, to make sure this was actually, they actually sold them. Okay? And I was like, oh, they're not gonna have them, they're not gonna have them. And when we first went in, I did not think they did. I did not think they would. Okay? And when I found out that they did, I was like, okay, they have them. You know, I was like, oh, they have them. And then we walked in, and there was an area that's not chilled, and they just had one flavor, which is not any of these, oddly enough. It's like a different kind. And then we went into the area that's like a big cooler, which, oh my god, I was loving that until my mom complained. And that's where I found these. Now, these are bottles, and you can get them in cans, and I was like, should I have gotten them in cans? Because it was $18, and there's only 12 in there. Let me explain. I don't usually drink. When I do drink, I drink 2 of these, the Jamaican Me Happies, and then I'm good. I get a little tipsy, everything's a little funnier, and then I stop. I don't do it because I want to get drunk. I don't walk around acting like an idiot. But what happened is, we go out, and it is fucking hot out, okay? Like, it is so fucking hot out. And, I'm just like, you know, we get it, we pay for it, we go out, and then all of a sudden, we gotta try to start my car, and nothing. Now, when we started the car to leave, it did that, and then, you know, it turned over. And it's done that to me before, but it didn't seem like it was a real problem. Like, I've either had it where the one time it happened, and one other time it left me stranded was because it was freezing. It was 4 in the morning, and I had a charger plugged in, and I had my key turned over. I had the heat running, and I was just sitting there, and the battery went dead. And I had to get a ride at 4 in the morning. Well, I had to get my car dumped from my dad. That was a fun adventure. But I was not that far from the house when that happened. That's another story for another day. But yeah, we sat there, and at first, my mom asked the stranger if he could try and jump my car. And we used my jumper cables. And my jumper cables threw sparks. Or not mine, but the ones that were left in my car. Whether they were my dad's, or he got them from somewhere and had them in the car, or... because this car was my father's before it was mine. I look bald, you guys. Oh, fuck. This is really bad lighting. We have this big one of those, like, lights right above me, and that's all I have right now. But yeah, he gave my mom a ride into town. She came back in her Jeep. Which, this place is only like 15 minutes from my house, I think. It didn't seem that far away from my house. It doesn't. And we tried to jump it with hers, and it wouldn't even come on. And we came back with my uncle after we took the battery out, took it home, and put it on his battery charger, and the battery was fully charged. Like, really, it was charged enough that it should have started the car. And it didn't. And then we came back after locking my car up, and me and my dad went back out after he got home from work, and he determined that it was the starter. He called and ordered the starter. I will be paying for it, and, you know, hopefully by tomorrow evening my car will be back on the road. Hopefully. Dear Lord, please. Amen. I know that sounded like a really sarcastic prayer, but I do believe in God, believe it or not. And yeah, I don't know how long it is okay to have my car sitting there, because it is still at the beer distributors, and it's locked up, and I'm very nervous, because I have a very large knife in that car. Let me show you how big this knife is. You think I'm kidding. Some of you are like, Chas, it's just a big pocket knife. It looks like a pocket knife. But... let me find it. That is my knife. That is my hand. That is my knife. And yes, it is sharp. And it folds up into the handle, so like, it's like tucked in the back under the seat. I keep it in there in case someone would try and carjack me, or in case I would run over an animal and have to, like, put it out of its misery, and I know that's really cruel and really fucked up, but you know, like, it's just, you know, it's just interesting to me. Sorry, I'm writing down the title for this song because, okay, I will do YouTube to MP3, and some of you know what I'm talking about, on my phone. I, you know, am not made of money to buy songs, but I love music. It's not because I want to rip off the artist, it's not because I feel like I'm entitled to the music. I very much support any artist that makes music that people can have access to in any way, shape, or form. So, you know. Anyway, lately when I've been doing this, like, some songs will come up what they are. Other songs come up wrong artist, titled that's different. Like, this song's called Cinderella and it's by a YouTuber. Some of you know who it is, possibly. I don't know. But it was titled Cinderella Man, and the artist was Eminem. I've never heard that song, pretty sure. I've definitely heard of Eminem, who hasn't. But yeah, I don't know why that happened. So, now I have to put it on my iPod, because I waited for days to put it on my iPod. But yeah, I probably should stop the video here, you know? But you know what? I'm going to tell you another car story. The one that I mentioned before. This story happened, it was like winter, it was like freezing here, and what it was I have a part-time job, and my cousins were off for like winter break, I think, or it was the weekend during the winter, and they were in town with their dad's house, and it wasn't quite around Christmas. It may have been November or October, I don't know. It was probably November or the beginning of December, I really don't remember. But we were sitting there, and what we did was we would have a habit of going to the store parking lot because there was Wi-Fi, and we would sit there and take turns using my charger that had 2 plugins and looking at YouTube and watching Snapchat and whatever, you know. I don't really use Snapchat. I have one on my iPod, but I don't use it really unless I'm near like actual Wi-Fi. But we have been sitting there all night, and I didn't realize that what I was doing, I forget exactly what I did. I think it's because I had a car charger plugged in, but whatever it was something that drained my battery. And I think I had the key in to where it wasn't turned over, but like, you know, your dash lights are on and stuff, and I didn't realize it, and then when I went to actually start the car, it was too late. By then, it was like 4 in the morning. So, I think only one of my cousins was with me. I think it was my cousin, the youngest one of the 2. And we walked home. We were not that far from the house. We were like 2 minutes walk, like 5 minutes walking distance. But it was freezing, and she had worn flip-flops and socks, like slides and socks. And luckily it wasn't wet out. There wasn't snow on the ground or anything, but it was just really cold. It was like just insanely cold. And we got home, and she went into her dad's house, and I went in and got my dad to come give me a jump. And I felt so stupid because, like, it was something I should have noticed and not had happen, and it probably did damage my battery. I really hope that this starter is what's actually wrong and that it is fixed. I have to take the Blazer. My mom has a Jeep, and my dad, because of how his cars are, he hit a deer with our truck. Our truck is now running again, but it needs tires. When he hit a deer in the truck, he was using the Blazer that we have, that my parents literally paid $500 for, and it was just something to fix up. And no, we're not rich by any means. My dad has had the truck that he has since 2001. So the Jeep he has now is the only one he's really making payments on. I don't think he's making payments on his bike anymore. But the Jeep he has is from 2004. And the Blazer is from 1996 or 5 or 7. I'm not positive. But The Blazer, by the way, what's on in the living room is Golden Girls, and it's the episode, I don't know if you've ever seen the show. There's an episode where Blanche's daughter was artificially inseminated, and now she's 9 months pregnant, and she's due, and she's, you know, so if you hear screaming, and, like, it's because she's getting ready to give birth. But anyways, the truck got hit by a deer, so he was driving the Blazer. Then the Blazer had stuff going wrong with it, so he went and got this Jeep. Pretty sure that's how it went. Either that, or he was driving the Blazer because it was cheaper on gas than the truck, and then something happened to the Blazer, and he had to take the truck, and then the truck got hit by the deer, and he had to get the Jeep. But either way, it was because both of the other vehicles were at a point where they couldn't be used for whatever reason. But yeah, the Blazer is what I have to take to work tomorrow. I also have to drive up in the morning at some point and get this starter from AutoZone for like $97. Which I'm okay with, because luckily I'm able to save my money and I got my income tax a couple weeks ago. I'm not proud of myself with how much of it that is left, but, you know, I have enough to get this starter, and hopefully that's what's wrong with it, and hopefully that fixes it. Because I really like that car, and I don't want it to be something major that I have to give the car out. That, and the fact that I work part-time, so I will never be able to afford a car on my own, unless somebody accepts me paying them $25 a month to pay off a car. It's weird that I get, like, pimples under my armpits anyways. I know that was gross. I'm sorry I did that in the middle of a video. My apologies. But yeah, it's really hot out. I have a pimple right there. It's not a beauty mark. Nothing on me is a beauty mark. I would know what it was. I'm kidding. But yeah. It is hot out. I have a window back there open. I have a window over here open just for, like, the breeze. I've been slowly trying to clean the house because I'm trying to have people over on Thursday for my birthday. So far, only one person is coming. I want to play Cards Against Humanity, so I wanted more than one person to show up. But they also had to be people that had a sense of humor, and a lot of people don't have a sense of humor in my area. God forbid you disagree with them on politics, or anything at all. I live in a mixture of an area where people try to be open-minded, but after a certain point they're like, don't tell me if you're gay, keep that to yourself. Don't tell me if you're a Democrat, keep that to yourself. Don't tell me if you're pro-life, keep that to yourself. Like, it's... me, I hear what people are, and even if I don't agree with them, I just go, you know, I don't care. You do you, I'll do me. I'm not gonna fight with you. Because eventually, whatever happens, happens. I will fight for my causes, I will voice. I just heard something fly into my house, or past my head, or past my ear, and it sounded fucking huge. Here's why I'm panicking. It's one of two things. It sounded like it went right past my ear. I'm hoping it was a stink bug. I hate stink bugs, and if you know what they are, you know why. They're loud and annoying, and they are big. But the other option is much more, they sting, I didn't see anything yet, but I heard it. The other option is a Japanese hornet, which are basically, they look like a yellow jacket, only where they're yellow, they're kind of a yellowy orange. And they're about that long, and when they fly, they sound like a legit fucking helicopter. And stink bugs sound very similar, and only to actually look at them would I know. I've heard it twice now, have not seen it. If I see one of those, you're going to see me run out of the room probably reach back in to turn the iPod off and then hide, because I left a window open that has a curtain in it. There are 2 windows that don't have curtains in them. They're in the laundry room. There's a reason I did not leave them open. I respect insects, I respect bees, I respect bugs of all kinds. But I don't want to get stung by something that can literally make you fucking physically ill and have you laying on the couch like... And it did it to somebody that I consider to be more of a, like, rough and tumble kind of person than myself. Now, he's skinnier and smaller, so maybe the poison affected him differently, but I don't want to get stung by one of those. You know, I don't know what'll happen. I have not been stung in a couple years, and I used to swell up quite badly when I did get stung when I was a kid. Still played with bees, though. Don't ask me why. No lie, when I was a kid, I had these cut-off sweatpants, and, story time, this is just my solid story time, or variety story time video. But yeah, that story ended with me getting my car jumped and going home, and my car being fine. But anyways, this is what I was gonna say. I had these cut-off sweatpants, you know, the generic jerseys, knockoff sweatpants from, like, the dollar store or Walmart or whatever, I'm sure. They were cut off, and they were about knee length, a little bit, maybe a little higher, but not quite mid-thigh. We were playing with a bee's nest. When we played with bee's nest, allow me to tell you, we were usually trying to remove them and scare them out so we could kill them. Because they were usually in a place that they weren't wanted, and they were at risk of stinging people, you know, more than just us. My brother was the kind of person, he could stick his hand down in a jar full of bees and pull his hand out covered in bees, and not one would fucking sting him. He could let a wasp in the palm of his hand, shut his hand, and open it back up. It wouldn't sting him once, and if it did, he wouldn't feel it. He wouldn't swell up. I, on the other hand, first time I was stung was because of him, actually. I was sleeping, and he found a dead wasp and stung me, like, in my cheek. I think it was this side. And, yeah, it swelled up. But this story, they were yellow jackets, and they were little ones. I actually kind of remember every time I was ever stung. One time I was in a car, and I think we were going to church or from church, and I was in these, like, coveralls with a shirt. I was a little kid, so I don't know if I had a shirt on. Like, you know that age where you don't have boobs yet? Like, just a skinny kid. I probably had a shirt on. Yeah, I did, because I remember my dad, like, taking my coveralls off, like, the top part, and, like, feeling up the back of my shirt, because I was sitting there in the car, and it, like, came in the window and went down the back of my shirt and stung me in the middle of the back. It was a yellow jacket. Yeah. This other time, we were messing with these, and we were a little older, and the bee crawled up my shorts and stung me at the, not quite the middle of my thigh, but not quite the top, and it was, by the time it was all said and done, it was this big around, and it had raised that much off of my thigh. Like, almost an inch. And I'm just sitting there, and it was warm, too, so, like, the stinger was in there. The stingers would go in sometimes, and I don't think other times, I don't think it always went in, but I remember it hurt really bad. And it was, like, the kind of pain where you could feel the jabbiness, but you could also feel, like a weird, you know, just, it was pain, but it was, like, an ache, you know? I didn't ever really get sick. I didn't ever go into anaphylaxis. But I don't know what would happen if I got stung by one of those big ones I was telling you about. But I'm gonna go now, because it is almost 25 minutes long. This video is long enough, and I hope that you enjoyed this video, whenever it happens to go up. I hope I can put it online, tonight, you know, later tonight, so that you guys get to watch it before my fucking birthday. I'm going to be 27. I'm gonna be an old bitch. No. Anyway, thank you for watching. God bless. Have a beautiful day. Hopefully you're sleeping better than I am. Hopefully your house is already spotless. Oh. I had pizza earlier with Sloppy Joe on it, and that was bomb, by the way.